Should you name the villains in your books after people that you don't like in real life? This is a conversation we have a lot here on the channel, in all of my live streams, in my DMs, in my emails, and my answer will always be the same. But before we get to that, we have an episode with a lawyer all about naming people in your books after people in real life. You should absolutely be watching that first and foremost. Very informational content that you need to know. Now, after that, I'm here on the ethical and the mental health side of things. We had a big name person, a person who had a platform, come out recently and say, yes, I name them after people I don't like. And I would say, don't ever do that, ever. Because when you don't like somebody and you name a book character villain after them, you are immortalizing them forever. You're giving them power over you, and more importantly, your work forever. Your book is going to be in the world forever. Long after you and I are gone, your book will be in the world, and you've just immortalized someone you don't like. You've given them all the power. That means you think about them. They get to live rent-free in your head. They get the space in your life that they do not deserve. And so I don't want you naming your book villains or any character after people that you know in real life. I want you to do the best thing that you can do when it comes to someone who is a villain in your own life, and that is to forget them. By removing their power entirely, that takes everything away from them. But by immortalizing them inside of your book, that means they will forever be in your head, forever be in your life, and forever be a part of your success story. Do you want the villains in your life to be responsible for your successful book, for the things that you created? I certainly don't. And so I don't think you should ever, under any circumstances, be naming someone you do not like in your book. Take their power away. Stop thinking about them. Stop giving them space in your head, and do not give them authority over your success. I think that is one of the worst things that authors can do. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, but then I can get my revenge and I can unalive them in a way that is being No. No, we don't do that in this industry. We don't do that for our own mental health. We do not do that for other people. Even if they are villains, even if we don't like them, we're not giving them further space inside of our lives. Whether or not they're getting their comeuppance inside of our story. I know, fun word. We're not going to do that. So if you have somebody you don't like, stop thinking about them. Stop thinking about them and don't write them in your book. Write somebody better into your book. Now, I have people who've turned into my book villains. I didn't write them after the people that in my real life, but they started paralleling what I had written later on in life, and that is something interesting. But I never once, and I will never, write someone I know into my stories, good, bad, or otherwise, but especially in a villain stance, because I want my characters, my villains, to be strong and good representations of me and my success story. I don't want a villain in my life to be responsible for my success on any level. So that as soon as I have decided I don't want somebody in my life, I'm going to stop thinking about them. I'm going to start cutting them out. I will not give them any authority over my work or my business or my other life, none of it. And I hope that you will consider that one as well. Again, we do have a great video with a lawyer talking about what happens when you do potentially name someone after someone in real life, good, bad, or otherwise. Make sure you are watching that episode, and make sure that you are creating your own characters, because even if you name like your best friend inside of your story in a good capacity, that might not be your best friend 5 years from now. So I highly recommend not writing anyone you know into your stories. It is a sign of a very beginner author to do that. And we want to make sure that you are elevated as you are creating your content, as you're writing your stories, as you're building out your other career. And it's all about your own success and building what you're creating out of your own work, your own everything, and not building it upon other people's lives. Questions, let's go ahead and drop it down below and follow along for our upcoming episodes as we continue to debunk really bad things inside of the author industry, bad advice that we're giving, and giving you really good advice from me and from other multi-time best-selling authors who have been in this business a long time to make sure that you are safe, protected, and thriving inside of the publishing space. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.